My beloved child, I invite you to rest your heart in my presence at this very moment, for I see that you carry concerns and worries that weigh heavily upon your spirit, and I long to remind you that my light shines on every road you walk, guiding your steps and leading you toward the future I have prepared. Do not doubt my constant companionship, because I am the one who formed you with utmost care and precision, and I remain at your side like a gentle shepherd watching over his cherished flock. You are treasured beyond measure, and I promise you will never be forsaken in the valleys of life. Every corner you turn, I am already there, ensuring that no darkness can truly overwhelm you. Let your soul find comfort right now, for I hold you in my loving embrace, and your tomorrows sparkle with hope. My dearest one, I want to assure you that your worth in my eyes is beyond calculation, for I molded you with a divine purpose that no one else can fulfill. I delight in every glance you cast toward me, every whispered prayer, and every sincere moment you seek my face. I fashioned you like a precious gemstone, reflecting my glory in countless facets, shining brightly even when the world tries to dim your light. It warms my heart each time you remember that you are set apart, called for something glorious that transcends earthly expectations. Trust that I take great pride in who you are becoming, for I have carefully placed your feet on a path tailor-made for your growth and joy. I understand that your nights are sometimes filled with restlessness, and I know the voice of worry tries to echo through your mind, tainting your sleep with vivid fears about your future, your family, or your ability to overcome the obstacles before you. Yet I tell you today, do not let those fears blind you to my unwavering presence. I see the inner battles, the way your heart pounds with anxiety, and I also hear the silent tears you cry in the darkness. Even when others do not notice the sighs you release at the end of a weary day, I am fully aware of them. Never doubt that my love is here to soothe those burdens, for I stand ready to lift you up. When I say I am your shield, I mean it in the deepest sense possible, for I surround you with a divine hedge of protection that no adversary can penetrate. Though chaos may swirl in the world around you, I remain steadfast, watching over you with an unfailing gaze. Do not be discouraged by any shadowy threat, because I will never permit lasting harm to conquer your spirit. Even in moments when the road seems steep and the storms relentless, remember that my might is greater than any wind that roars or any thunder that rattles your courage. Rest confidently, knowing I have stationed my angelic guard around you, ensuring your soul remains secure in my care. Come and speak with me, for I delight in the simple honesty of your heart, and you do not need ornate phrases or grand ceremonies to reach me. A single sincere word from you touches my heart more profoundly than you can imagine, for I am always listening to every murmur of your spirit, every fleeting thought that longs for connection. I invite you to release your worries into my hands, trusting that your cares are never overlooked, but are carried by the one whose wisdom surpasses all. Whether it is a brief moment of heartfelt petition or an outpouring of joyful gratitude, your prayers become a fragrant offering to me, and I will never turn away. I promise you a future filled with possibilities, a tomorrow bright with the light of my favor, so remain steadfast in your faith and do not lose heart when unexpected challenges emerge. I am the creator of all blessings, and I yearn to open doors that lead you into spaces of victory and abundance. Even if you cannot see the next steps clearly, trust that I am orchestrating events for your good, weaving every strand of your life into a tapestry that reflects my redeeming love. Let hope fill your lungs with every breath, believing that your current troubles are but temporary clouds passing over a sky that is destined to shine again. Keep moving forward, for the horizon is aglow with my promises. My love for you is endless and unchanging, as vast as the oceans and as boundless as the galaxies that adorn the heavens. I formed you carefully, held you in my thoughts before you even drew your first breath, and I will never let go of your hand. You may feel isolated in your journey, but let me assure you that true isolation is impossible when I have vowed to be with you through every season. You are not wandering alone in the wilderness, for my voice calls you by name and my light illuminates the path. Do not hesitate to lean on my enduring presence, for I delight in comforting you with my everlasting arms. Know that you are a precious treasure to me, a living testimony of my grace and compassion, a child who reflects my image in your own distinct way. Each of your strengths and weaknesses, every victory and every struggle, is part of the unique design I have given you. Do not envy the gifts of another, but rather rejoice in your own special calling, for I have granted you talents and qualities that fit perfectly into the purpose I have charted for your life. Even in your moments of uncertainty, my plan stands firm, and you will discover the joy of knowing you are right where you are meant to be. I observe your exhaustion when you feel the world's demands pressing in on all sides, when doubts invade and you question your ability to push through another day. I want you to know that even in your weariness, I am the source of your renewal. When you reach the end of your strength, that is the very moment my strength begins. Nothing in your life is hidden from me, and I comprehend the complexities of your heart more intimately than you do yourself. I see every disappointment you have endured, every moment you felt overlooked or underappreciated, and I stand with you, offering a support that never fails. I am your fortress, a high tower that cannot be shaken, and from within my walls you find refuge that stands the test of every storm. Do not fear the enemy that prowls or the challenges that seem insurmountable, because I am strong enough to guard you through them all. Even if the mountains quake and the earth shifts underfoot, my word remains unshakable, and I will not allow you to be swept away. Take comfort in this promise, for it is born of my unwavering character, and I cannot deny my own faithful nature. I have pledged to uphold you, and I will not neglect that promise. Lift your voice to me in prayer, even if it trembles with worry or doubt, because I welcome every fragment of faith you bring. Do not feel ashamed if sometimes your prayers resemble a desperate cry rather than a poised petition, for I treasure honesty of the soul more than empty eloquence. In my eyes, every tear you shed in heartfelt supplication is a precious sign of your trust, and I gather those tears to show you that none of your pains or pleas go unnoticed. Let me shoulder the burdens that weigh on you, and you will find rest in my all-encompassing care. When you look ahead and the path seems obscured by uncertainty, remember that I am the one who writes tomorrows, who holds the keys to doors yet unseen. Even now, I orchestrate moments that will reveal my goodness at just the right time. Though you may feel pressed on every side, I urge you not to despair, for my Spirit breathes fresh life into weary souls, renewing courage and igniting hope. Let your faith remain firm in my power to shape your destiny according to the riches of my mercy. I will supply what you need, just as I have always done, for my storehouse never lacks. Let your heart be still in my unending affection, because I wish for you to know the peace that surpasses human understanding, a tranquil assurance that can guard your mind. In this world, there will be noise, distractions, and forces that attempt to pull you away from my embrace, but I bid you to remain in communion with me. You need not worry about tomorrow's trials, for I stand above time itself, already prevailing over the events that await. Therefore, let your mind be at ease, your shoulders released from tension, and your lips fashioned into a song of praise, for you are surrounded by a love that will never fail you. You are dearly loved, and I yearn for you to embrace this truth so thoroughly that it sinks into the deepest parts of your being. There is no shortage of grace for you, no scarcity of compassion, and no expiration date on my favor. Every new day is an invitation to discover fresh glimpses of my loving kindness, hidden in the simple blessings that color your daily life. Recognize them and give thanks, for gratitude opens your eyes to see how actively I work on your behalf. Even the smallest measure of faith, when intertwined with my boundless grace, can move mountains and reshape landscapes that once seemed immovable. I see how personal trials can feel like giants looming over your hope, threatening to overshadow the promise I have placed within you. But hear me clearly. No adversary, no giant, and no storm can triumph over the one who abides in my shelter. My triumph is your triumph, and I will stand firm against any tide that dares to encroach on the territory of your heart. Therefore do not retreat in fear, for faith is the weapon I have placed in your hands, and it is forged from my infallible truth. Use it boldly, for with me on your side, victory is certain. I invite you to draw nearer to me, not through complicated rituals or perfectionistic ideals, but with the childlike trust that moves your heart to say, "Here I am, Lord, I need you." When you open your soul to my presence, you will find a wellspring of restoration that flows ceaselessly. Confusion, worry, and anxiety cannot withstand the force of my love, and every dark thought must surrender when you let my light into the corners of your mind. Allow yourself to rest in the knowledge that I value you just as you are, scars and all, and it delights me to help you grow in faith. Hold on to the promises that ring throughout Scripture, for they shine like guiding stars that point the way toward hope. Remember how I led my people through deserts, parted seas, and brought triumph out of desolation. Those acts are not mere stories of the past. They represent my heart in action for those who trust me. As I delivered them, so will I deliver you. As I carried them, so will I carry you. Let these reminders ignite a spark of confidence within you, knowing that I remain the same, faithful, consistent, and mighty to save. You may question at times whether you are strong enough, capable enough, or holy enough to receive my help, and I gently answer that my mercy is not reserved for the flawless, but for the willing. You need not be perfect for me to show up powerfully in your life, only receptive. Lay your insecurities at my feet and watch how I transform them into testimonies of grace. Even your weaknesses can become the platform from which my glory shines all the brighter, because I specialize in taking the least and turning it into something extraordinary. Let no fear hold you back from embracing my willingness to pour out blessing. Listen for my voice in the moments between your busy schedules, for I speak in whispers, in the quiet hush of a still morning, or in the gentle hush of your spirit at night. My words bring life, directing you toward paths of righteousness and freeing you from the nets of condemnation. I do not rebuke you without offering redemption. I do not discipline you without extending mercy. My desire is not to shame you, but to refine you, purify you, and present you blameless in the fullness of my love. Know that every correction from my hand is motivated by an intense passion for your good. There is no valley too dark, no mountain too high, no sea too wide that I cannot traverse alongside you. The horizon may look intimidating, but recall that I formed the hills, set the boundaries of the oceans, and spread the heavens above. If all creation stands at my command, then your challenges, though real, are not beyond my power to handle. Remember this truth when doubts assail you, and cling to the knowledge that my miraculous power is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Place your hand in mine and see how I lead you through every maze of confusion until you reach the clearing of clarity and peace. If you have stumbled or strayed from the path, do not let shame convince you that I have distanced myself from you. I do not abandon the one who falters. Rather, I run to meet you with open arms, eager to wrap you in forgiveness and restore your sense of belonging. Let your heart be still and accept my pardon, for I already laid the foundation for your redemption. Nothing you have done can disqualify you from my love, for my grace abounds in places you least expect. Trust that I am the Redeemer who weaves your mistakes into a new narrative of victory. In the midst of life's tumult, remember that I am your steady anchor, your firm foundation that remains unshaken by shifting tides. Even when the storms of sorrow or disappointment batter the walls of your soul, I hold fast, refusing to let you drift into despair. Let my presence become your lighthouse, illuminating the rocky shores of trouble so you can navigate safely through the night. Many times, you may feel the winds of adversity pressing hard, but as you cling to me, you will find the resilience you need. My spirit within you breathes courage, renewing your resolve to stand strong and not yield. When you feel too weak to lift your head, envision my arms supporting you, lifting you closer to my heart and reminding you that I have designed you for triumphant living. Do not doubt that I can take the ashes of your greatest disappointments and fashion them into a new dawn of purpose. I specialize in bringing beauty from broken things, in calling forth life from barren seasons. Let this bolster your spirit, giving you the confidence to believe that even in your brokenness, you have a place in my glorious plan. Look to me, and I will restore what was lost. Talk with me about your loved ones, your dreams, and your fears, for I am not a distant spectator, but a loving Father invested in every detail of your life. Your family, your friends, and all those you hold dear are also under my compassionate gaze, and I know how to mend what is fractured, reconcile what is divided, and unite hearts that have drifted apart. There is nothing too tangled that my hands cannot untangle, and no offense too deep that I cannot cleanse with healing grace. Place your relationships in my care and watch as I bring wholeness and renewed affection. I do not require grand sacrifices to prove your devotion, only the humble willingness of your heart to believe I am who I say I am. Faith as small as a mustard seed can move mountains, and your trust in my nature activates miracles in ways that confound human understanding. Dare to lean into the impossible, because I take pleasure in showing my strength where human efforts fall short. I stand ready to intervene in your circumstances, turning setbacks into setups for greater blessings. Therefore, do not measure your situation by the magnitude of the obstacle. Measure it by the limitless power of the one who stands behind you. Indeed, I have paved a future overflowing with promise, with blessings that will bring joy to your spirit and peace to your soul. Your trials are not pointless. They are steps in a refining process that molds your character and draws you deeper into my presence. When you look back on seasons of hardship, you will recognize my fingerprints in the very places you once thought I had abandoned you. I never left, and I never will. Let my faithfulness in the past fuel your faith for the present and your hope for the future. You are on a journey of grace that continues day by day. Remember that your life, surrendered to my will, becomes a testimony that inspires others. People around you will notice the quiet strength that comes when you entrust everything to me, and they will wonder how you find calm in chaos. In those moments, point them to me, letting your story become a beacon that directs them toward my compassionate heart. Even your struggles can serve a higher purpose, as I use them to shape your perspective and deepen your empathy for others. You are never wasting your pain when you place it in my hands, for I transform it into nourishment for spiritual growth. I take delight in seeing you flourish, in watching you discover gifts you never realized were waiting within. My joy overflows when you step into the calling I prepared for you. Your journey is unique, and I celebrate every victory, no matter how small it may seem to you. Even small steps taken in faith make a tremendous impact in the spiritual realm, for your obedience resonates throughout eternity. When your steps falter, remember that my grace remains constant, always lifting you up again, always offering you the second chance you need. Keep walking forward, my child, for we walk together. Do not be consumed by comparing your path with another's. For I have charted a specific course for you, filled with meaningful encounters and lessons that shape your soul into something radiant. I have placed within you the seeds of purpose, and as you nurture them with faith, they will yield a bountiful harvest of joy and peace. You are neither too late nor too early. Your timing is in my hands, and I orchestrate every detail with perfect wisdom. Embrace this truth with a thankful heart, for you are secure in my plan. You do not need to rush or lag behind. Simply follow where I lead. When discouragement knocks at your door, recall the times you felt my loving intervention so strongly that you were in awe of my goodness. Cling to those memories as reminders that I have not forgotten you, nor will I ever. You are not a neglected vessel left to drift. You are a cherished soul I guide with a watchful eye. Let each remembrance renew your assurance that I am intimately involved in your life. Even on days when my presence seems hidden, I am still there, weaving triumph out of tribulation, orchestrating the resolution of problems that once loomed too large in your sight. Keep your soul anchored in my promises, which do not waver like the ever-changing fashions of the world. My word stands firm, a solid foundation that generations have rested upon. I have declared you victorious, and no enemy can revoke that declaration. Therefore, do not fear the voices that mock or the doubts that whisper, for they hold no power against the truth I have spoken over you. Let your mind dwell on my assurances, and your heart will find the courage to move mountains. Your identity is in me, and in me you are unstoppable. I know there are moments when you question why certain trials last so long, or why certain prayers seem unanswered. My timing, however, is never haphazard. I see the end from the beginning, and I know exactly when to bring about the breakthroughs you seek. While you wait, I am aligning circumstances, preparing hearts, and molding your character for the blessings that lie ahead. Believe that my delays are not denials, but strategic pauses for an even greater unfolding of my plan. Your trust during these in-between times is precious to me, and I will honor your steadfast patience with abundant rewards. Take a moment to rest in my love, to quiet the racing thoughts that tell you everything depends on your performance. It is in resting that you often hear my subtle guidance, reminding you that I have things under control. Anxiety may urge you to scramble for solutions, but I whisper, be still, and know that I am God. In that stillness, clarity emerges, and hope is rekindled as you recognize that nothing is beyond my capacity. Let your soul be warmed by the nearness of my spirit, for in that closeness you realize afresh that I am indeed your provider, your defender, and your peace. My child, I want you to understand the depth of my compassion, which extends over every sorrow and heartbreak you have endured. My own heart is moved by your tears, and I store them in a bottle as precious evidence of your journey. No heartbreak is wasted when surrendered to my healing touch, for I use each one to enlarge your capacity for empathy and mercy. Over time, you will see how these painful seasons have equipped you to comfort others, shining my light into corners of despair. My grace abounds where brokenness exists, and you will see it blossom into new life. Lift your eyes to the horizon of hope, for I am laying a pathway where you once saw only dead ends. Even in the wilderness, I create rivers of refreshment, quenching your deepest thirst for relief and guidance. I know how fatigue can settle into your bones, making it hard to believe that joy can return. Yet, I promise you, joy can and will return, for I am the restorer of the brokenhearted and the lifter of weary heads. Hold on to this promise. Let it cradle your faith like a soft blanket on a cold night, and trust that morning's light will eventually break through. When you feel inadequate and flawed, consider how my chosen servants throughout history were also flawed. Moses, David, Elijah, and many more. Yet I used them powerfully for my divine purposes. Their imperfections did not disqualify them from my call. Rather, my grace worked through their weaknesses to reveal my strength. The same is true for you. Do not let the enemy convince you that your shortcomings are the final say on who you can become. I specialize in turning unlikely candidates into mighty vessels for my glory. Let your trust rest on my ability rather than your own. I rejoice in every heartfelt prayer you pray for others, for intercession demonstrates your love in action. Continue to bring before me the names and faces of those who need my intervention, for I answer in ways beyond your comprehension. Never underestimate the power of a prayer offered in faith, even if you cannot yet see the fruit. Patience and perseverance in prayer bring forth miracles in my perfect timing. As you keep praying, I will align your heart more closely with mine, igniting within you a deeper compassion that transcends your own needs. Remember that I am the God who searches hearts and understands every motivation, every hidden desire, and every intention behind your actions. You can trust that when you surrender yourself to me, I see beyond the surface. Therefore, do not be anxious about putting on a facade of perfection. Bring me your authentic self with all the rough edges, and let my spirit refine you from the inside out. This transformation is not instantaneous, but a gentle process that requires your willingness to yield to my love. Over time, you will become a reflection of my character. In moments when loneliness creeps in like a cold wind, recall that you are never truly alone, for I am closer to you than your own breath. Even if people fail to understand you, I know the depths of your heart intimately. My companionship is unbreakable, whether you are in a crowded room or in solitary reflection. Let this truth warm you from within. You have a friend in me, a steadfast guide who never deserts you. Lean on me in your solitude and discover that genuine fulfillment comes from my presence rather than mere external circumstances. Let your praise rise to me even when sorrow or frustration tries to silence your worship. Praise is more than a song. It is a declaration of trust that my goodness endures regardless of your present trials. When you praise me in the midst of adversity, the atmosphere around you shifts, and your spirit aligns with divine peace. Chains of despair fall away when confronted by genuine praise. You will find that hope springs anew in the heart that worships despite tribulation, for it affirms that I am more significant than any hardship you face. Keep this attitude of praise, and you will witness breakthroughs. The days ahead may contain mysteries, unexpected turnabouts, and even fresh challenges. Yet, I have already walked into each tomorrow before you, preparing solutions, aligning resources, and positioning people to encourage and uplift you. Trust that my hand orchestrates every detail for your ultimate good. If I ask you to wait, it is because the fullness of my blessing has not yet matured. If I move swiftly, it is because the door of opportunity needs to be seized without delay. In all seasons, my timing is impeccable, crafted by infinite wisdom. Align your heart with my plan, and peace will follow. I will not fail you, my dear one, even when external evidence suggests otherwise. I work in ways that sometimes defy human logic, using what appears weak to showcase my omnipotence. Remember that I formed the cosmos from nothingness, and I can certainly transform your situation with a single word. This power, coupled with my love for you, guarantees that you remain under my vigilant watch. Let no discouragement take root in your heart. Rather, let faith blossom. I delight in demonstrating my power on behalf of those who wait for me, ready to receive the bounty of my grace. You do not need to navigate your path alone, for I place companions and mentors along the way, individuals who can share wisdom, comfort, and camaraderie. Be open to the fellowship of others who share the same faith journey, for I often speak through the counsel of wise friends. Also, be a blessing to others in return, extending kindness and grace that mirrors the kindness and grace I pour upon you. In this mutual uplift, you will experience community as I intended, hearts united in love, bearing one another's burdens and celebrating victories together. Take heart, for every doubt you wrestle with is an opportunity for your faith to flourish. If you never faced questions or mysteries, you would never seek deeper truths. Let your curiosity lead you closer to my word, where you can discover treasures of revelation. Ask me for wisdom, and I will grant it generously, enlightening your mind so you can traverse life's complexities without losing sight of my purpose. My desire is that you grow, expanding your spirit and renewing your mind so you can discern my will more clearly and walk in step with me. Let your fears melt into my endless compassion, for I did not create you to live chained to dread. Your adversaries may appear strong for a moment, but they cannot stand against my eternal sovereignty. I have conquered the forces that try to oppress you, and I hold the power to break every chain that keeps you from living in freedom. Surrender your anxieties to me, trusting that I guard you with an invincible shield of love. Give yourself the permission to dream boldly, to step forward in faith, confident that I pave the way with my guiding hand. You are safe in my arms, where no accusation or condemnation can prevail. My Son's sacrifice on your behalf is the ultimate proof of my everlasting commitment. Hold on to this reality. You have been bought at a price, and that price was my own beloved. Therefore, you are not an afterthought or a random speck in the universe. You are my prized possession, redeemed for a destiny brimming with hope. Whenever shame tries to claw at your soul, remind yourself of this profound truth. In my kingdom, grace triumphs over guilt, and love overcomes condemnation. Speak to me of your desires, your vision for the future, and the legacy you hope to leave. I am the author of inspiration, ready to breathe life into your aspirations when you surrender them at my feet. Bring me your ideas, and I will refine them, purifying self-serving motives and aligning them with my kingdom purposes. Together we will craft something beautiful, a testimony that resounds with the melody of heaven, proving to the world that I delight in partnering with my children. Nothing is too grand or too simple for my involvement. I cherish your trust in bringing it all before me. In the quiet moments of reflection, ask yourself, where have I seen God's hand in my life lately? The more you intentionally look, the more you will discover. My blessings often materialize in the small wonders, a gentle breeze, a timely word from a friend, or a sense of peace that settles unexpectedly in your heart. By acknowledging these small tokens of my affection, you become more sensitive to the rhythm of my goodness pulsing through every day. This conscious awareness opens your eyes to the steady stream of miracles that shape your life. When troubles arise, do not imagine yourself as powerless in the face of adversity. Recall that my Spirit lives within you, a mighty force that empowers you to stand firm, speak truth, and walk upright in the face of opposition. The same Spirit that hovered over the waters at creation and raised my Son from the grave dwells in you, equipping you to overcome. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a victor through the one who loves you. Embrace this identity, let it resonate in your heart, and watch how it transforms your perspective on every challenge. Do not let the regrets of your past chain you to guilt, for I have forgiven you in the fullness of my mercy. When you repent, I cast your sins into the depths of forgetfulness, choosing not to hold them against you. Let go of the burden of shame, for you cannot drive a car forward while staring in the rearview mirror. I call you to press on, to look ahead with anticipation for what I will do next. As you release regret, you open your hands to receive new blessings, new insights, and new stories of grace that I am eager to write into your life. I see you pondering the future, wondering how you will navigate the complexities of financial obligations, health concerns, or relational tensions. Rest assured, my child, that I have already charted a pathway through it all. If I care for the sparrows, providing their daily food, how much more will I care for you, the one I fashioned in my image? Though obstacles may appear daunting, you carry within you a light that is far stronger than darkness. Keep your eyes on me, the source of every good and perfect gift, and you will find provision beyond what you can ask or imagine. Wherever you go, let kindness be your companion, for kindness reflects my heart. In a world that often rewards selfishness, you carry the power to shine my compassion through even the smallest acts of generosity. You never know whose spirit you might uplift with a gentle word or an offer of help. I see these simple gestures, and I delight in them, for they echo the love I pour out on humanity. Let your daily interactions become an extension of my mercy, weaving a tapestry of grace that touches hearts one thread at a time. When you are tempted to feel invisible, remember that I see you in every moment. Whether you stand on a mountain of success or kneel in a valley of failure, my gaze never shifts, and my affections do not waver with your performance. I want you to accept the truth that you are fully known and fully loved. There is nothing hidden, and yet I remain steadfast in my adoration for you. This unwavering love is not contingent on your accomplishments or your missteps. It is rooted in my very nature, a love that eternally flows from the heart of your Creator. In your seasons of celebration, do not forget to invite me into your joy, for I love to rejoice with you. Every triumph, every milestone you reach, becomes even sweeter when we share it together. Give thanks with heartfelt sincerity, and you will find that your gratitude opens new avenues for my blessings to flow. Joy multiplies when it is grounded in the awareness that I am the ultimate giver of good gifts. Through gratitude, you become more attuned to the wonders of my grace that abound at every turn. During trials, continue to speak my word over your life, for my word is living and active, sharper than any two-edged sword. It slices through the chaos and fear, revealing the bedrock of truth on which you can stand unshaken. Memorize my promises, let them fill your thoughts, and watch how they dispel discouragement. When negative thoughts come knocking, respond with declarations of faith rooted in the Scriptures, reminding yourself that I have set you apart, protected you, and promised you a hope that will never be extinguished. In doing so, you build a fortress in your mind that the enemy cannot infiltrate. I celebrate your unique journey, acknowledging that each person's story unfolds differently. Do not be quick to judge your progress, for I measure success by faithfulness rather than human metrics. In my eyes, your willingness to keep going, day after day, despite setbacks and doubts, is a powerful testimony. I cheer you on, urging you not to give up, because I see the end result even when you cannot. Keep your hand in mine, and I will bring to completion every good work I have begun in you. Fear has no dominion over you when you stand in my perfect love, for perfect love drives out fear. Let this knowledge serve as your shield against the unknown. The world may attempt to fill your mind with what-ifs and scenarios of doom, but remember that my love surpasses every threat. Just as a small candle dispels a room full of darkness, so does my affection illuminate your path, scattering the shadows that try to claim your peace. Therefore, when anxiety stirs, lean into me, and let my love envelop you until fear has no place to remain. Your life is part of a grand tapestry, woven with threads that extend far beyond your immediate circumstances. Sometimes, the patterns of grace are more visible in hindsight than in the present, but trust that each thread is deliberate. I orchestrate connections, opportunities, and even trials to shape you into a person who radiates my glory. One day you will see the completed masterpiece of your story, and you will marvel at how intricately everything was stitched together by my loving hand. Until that day, Hold on to hope and keep your eyes open for the small glimpses I offer along the way. When you are offended or wronged, remember that I have given you the power to forgive, just as I have forgiven you. Forgiveness is not condoning wrongdoing, it is releasing the burden that bitterness places on your own heart. When you forgive, you mirror my nature, extending a grace that frees both the giver and the receiver. Though this may be difficult, especially when the wounds run deep, recall that I, too, was betrayed and wounded. Yet, my love triumphed over resentment. Allow me to heal your pain and guide you toward reconciliation if possible. Peace will settle when you let go. I am proud of you when you choose hope in the face of despair. Even if that hope is but a flicker of a candle against a raging tempest, it is still light, and I can multiply it. Let this knowledge embolden you to keep trusting, keep believing, and keep fighting for the good. You may not always see immediate results, but your steadfast faith draws my power into your life, transforming impossibilities into testimonies of my might. Hold on to that flicker, for it is often in the darkest times that the faintest light shines the brightest. As you pour your heart out to me, whether in sorrow or jubilation, know that your vulnerability is precious. You do not have to protect me from your feelings. I am strong enough to handle your anger, your confusion, and your sadness. Let me be your confidant, the one who holds your secrets and your dreams. In my presence, you are safe to be authentic without fear of judgment. Let these intimate moments of transparency forge a deeper bond between us, a relationship rooted in unconditional love and mutual trust. Today, as you reflect on your journey, see how far you have come and celebrate the growth that has emerged from your trials. You are a testament to my sustaining power, an example of resilience that can inspire others who walk the same path. Continue forward with your eyes on the prize of my high calling, and do not be deterred by momentary stumbles. I will help you stand, dust you off, and propel you forward, for you are my beloved child, and together we will accomplish great things that glorify my name. Take time to nourish your spirit with my word, for it is nourishment for your soul. In the same way that your body requires regular sustenance, your faith thrives when fed with divine truth. Let my words shape your perspective, refine your character, and guide your decisions. When confusion rises, my word brings clarity. When discouragement overwhelms, my word infuses you with courage. Make room in your daily life for moments of reflection, letting my voice resonate above the clamor of worldly distraction. My love for you is an unbreakable covenant, established before time began, woven into the very fabric of creation. This covenant is not nullified by your missteps. It remains a constant, a lifeline that threads through every stage of your life. Cling to this promise. I will not abandon you. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. Let your heart find solace in this unchanging truth, for it is an anchor in a world where change is inevitable and often unpredictable. As you yield to my guidance, you will find that surrender does not equate to loss. Rather, it opens the door to gain. In letting go of your need to control outcomes, you make space for my infinite possibilities to manifest. I know you sometimes fear that surrender may lead you where you do not wish to go, but trust me, I long for your flourishing and joy. My plans are woven with love, and I take no delight in your suffering. Surrender is the act of placing your future in the hands of the one who knows you best and loves you most. As you reach the final lines of this message, I want you to rest in the assurance that my love never fades, nor does it run out. My affection for you is eternal, an endless river that flows with blessings for you and your loved ones. Reflect on this abiding truth whenever doubt creeps in, and remember that I, the Lord your God, bless you with my presence and my peace. I surround you with protection that no force can breach, guiding your steps so that you remain under the canopy of my grace. Look ahead with confidence, believing that brighter days lie just beyond the horizon. Walk forward in my peace, holding tightly to the faith that has carried you this far. My hand remains outstretched, and I delight in leading you toward a future where every need is met and every wound is healed. Take courage in my unshakable promises, for I will be with you in each breath you take, each decision you weigh, and each challenge you face. Believe that the best is yet to come, for I orchestrate wonders beyond your highest dreams. Abide in my love, trust in my goodness, and watch as I pour my favor upon your life in ways that will leave you speechless with gratitude. Close your eyes now, if only for a moment, and sense my presence wrapping around you like a gentle, comforting cloak. Remember that you are forever sheltered under the shadow of my wings, a place of refuge that no darkness can invade. As you depart from these words, carry within you the unshakable truth that you are deeply known, eternally loved, and constantly watched over by the one who molded the galaxies into place. My child, your journey is precious to me, and I will never cease to walk alongside you. Remain hopeful, for I am here, and I am always enough.